This video was created to raise organ donor awareness and to help increase organ donor registry rates, not only within Alberta, but throughout Canada. Within a small community of Fort Chipewyan and a population of approximately 1,200 residents resides many people who are waiting, who have received, and who have cared for people waiting for organ donors. Like so many people in the world, we are capturing their stories to show the reality of how important organ donation is.
It takes me a little over an hour to have a shower, because once I start coughing and coughing, you know.
She needs the concentrator to go to the bathroom, basically everything, like to bath her.
Takes me a long time to get dressed.
Or do you want to stay on this one for a bit? Take your time. And then she sits there for a couple of minutes because she's all out of breath.
When they did all the tests and everything, found out my lung was hardening. They didn't know how. I was on the list for lung transplant. They took me off the list because of my age. I was angry.
I was shocked, I was hurt, I was mad, I cried.
Now it's no more for me.
If everything's fine and dandy and everybody thinks that it'll never happen to me, and you know, it's one of those cases where you just think, you know, I'm fine, everything's healthy, and all of a sudden you get, you know, slammed with the news from either your doctor or whoever. In my case, it was the optometrist saying, hey, you got this disease, and you go up and you do some research on it, and you're like, wow, it's a little bit bigger than I originally thought. And then you start, you know, educating yourself, and your family gets educated on it just to prepare, right? And you don't really take it seriously at the time. I don't feel, but now that once it worsens and it starts affecting your day-to-day life, then you start, you know, give yourself a reality check, and it's like, wow, this is serious, right? And you only got two eyes, so for me, it's that's we all. Go up. My name's Nathan Whiteknife. I'm diagnosed with eye disease called keratoconus. Eventually, you know, if the disease worsens, I will be blind. Technically, right now, I'm not on the organ list, but I potentially will be if my disease worsens.
I've been on transplant. This will be 9 years, going on 10 in March. I've been waiting for a transplant for just about 9 years. They phoned me up at 2 o'clock. We phoned the nurses to get the plane down here. It took 2 hours for the plane from Peace River to come here. We went to the airport and we were heading to Edmonton. So it only took an hour from Fort Chip to Edmonton. So from there, they had the ambulance there. They took me right away to U of A. And by 3 o'clock, they already had me all getting ready for my operation for my kidney transplant.
You know, that's Voyageurs.
The kidney transplant did wonders for me. I couldn't travel, I couldn't do anything. Now I got my kidney. That's the best birthday present I ever had in my life. I couldn't carry my grandchildren because of my dialysis, but now I can carry my babies now, and this is what I just love. Now, like I'm going to be 70 this year, and I got another 10, maybe 20 years still hope.
My name is Joyce Tuckero. I donated one of my kidneys. It was on the right side.
I had Burzer's disease, it's called. So my grandfather had it's the same disease I had.
It was hard seeing him suffer. Like, he would be laying in bed, freezing, shivering, getting sick, running to the bathroom and getting sick. And then I'm sitting outside, or standing outside, listening to him, and there was just nothing I could do, like seeing him like that.
I watched him having to do home dialysis, and it used to break my heart because he always used to end up getting infections.
My name is Bill Tuckero. I had 2 kidney transplants, one in 1994. I got the kidney from my mother.
I thought it was very brave of my mother to do that. How she kind of gave him life twice.
Oh, I felt great when I got to it. The first time I got an organ, the first feeling when it started to work in my body was I felt good. Felt really, really good.
And when my mother gave him the kidney, he was good for 6 years, and then it went back into the same track where he was getting home dialysis and getting infections, and I didn't know how long he was going to wait for a kidney, and it would have been too late if I didn't go through with giving him my kidney. What made me want to donate a kidney is I didn't want my brother to die. Family is more important than anything in this world. That's what so there is no thought, no fear, no hesitation. Within, I think, 3 months, everything was set. The date was set for the organ. And
2000, I got another kidney transplant from my younger sister, Joyce.
I had absolutely no fear. No fear.
Holy man, when she gave me a kidney 15 years ago, it changed my life quite a bit. You know, it makes me think more about life.
Life is too precious.
My husband was just lucky to have 2 transplants, and he's still going like strong today.
I would say to anybody, if they have a chance to give an organ or a tissue, they should do it, because they're gonna help another person that needs it more.
There's just a lot out there, and there's a lot of people that can help, but they don't know. Some of them are stuck in their own ways, their own beliefs.
Most of the natives should try to be a donor.
I signed the registry, and like I said, it's to help save a life if I can.
And I used to say, boy, I wish there were more people who will donate.
Once you're gone, you can save a life if your organs are good for someone else. It's not that something's going to happen to you in the next little while. It may never happen for another 20 years. Maybe by then my organs won't be any good, but at least if they are, you know, even the stem cells or anything that can help will help.
they're no good to me if I'm dead. I said, I can share, right?
Whoever gave me this kidney, I thank him from the bottom of my heart, because I have a different life now that was, you know, that I didn't have for 10 years. Now I can go places and do things and travel and be with my grandchildren, stay a little longer with my grandchildren. This is my heart, my grandchildren and my family. I can stay with them for a little longer, you know, Even 10, 15 years would be just beautiful.
Well, I currently have a young family, you know, a 12-year-old, 9-year-old, and a 2-year-old. And pretty much if it worsens in worst case scenarios, I won't be able to see them grow up or see any of my grandkids and stuff like that. So it's pretty important to me that you know, people are educated and corneas are donated or any type of organ.
Don't be afraid to give one of your organs, because if you take care of yourself when you're younger, and if you're able to donate one of your organs to a family member or a stranger, there's no
Okay, we'll see you then.
Okay, see you. There's no loss within your body because you're able to function with what you have.
When you sit there and the optometrist tells you that there ain't enough, there's a corneal shortage out there, it just shows that people aren't educated on, you know, a cornea, just take a little bit of shaving off your eye and then somebody else could see, right?
Absolutely no difference. The only thing, I get cold feet and it was too late. I already gave it, no. But that was the only difference that I noticed with my body after I gave him one of my kidneys is my feet got cold all the time. Prior to that, my feet weren't cold. That was the only physical difference that I noticed about my body.
Prior to being diagnosed with this disease, I wasn't educated much on the organ donor list. I pretty much, you know, just thought of the Alberta healthcare card and signed the back. But now after the disease, I, you know, have more understanding that I am a recipient.
So I wish people will donate.
So if everybody just goes out and gets on the list and at least you're sitting there, it's no cost to you, it's no cost to your life. And if you're, you know, proactively go in there, you may be able to save a life and change other people's lives, right? So
now it's going on 15 years with this transplant.
I wasn't one of the lucky ones, I guess. Every day I get up, I pray and say thank you for a good night, you know, and the last thing I do at night is I pray again for my kids, my grandchildren, to have a good life and not to be in the same boat as me.